While everyone's focused on chatbots, Google just solved the harder problem: how to make an AI model think through a robot's entire body. Meet Gemini Robotics 2. It changes everything about how robots understand and act on the physical world. For decades, robotics has been stuck. Engineers would write thousands of lines of code to teach a robot how to grab a cup or lift a box. Each task meant months of programming. Gemini Robotics 2 flips that entirely. You can show the AI what you want done, and it figures out how to orchestrate the robot's entire body to make it happen. Think of it like the difference between giving someone a recipe versus a goal. The old way was step 1, move left arm 45 degrees, step 2, rotate wrist 90 degrees. That worked, but it was brittle. The new way is pick up the egg without breaking it. The AI sees what's in front of it, understands the physics, and directly commands every motor and joint simultaneously to make it happen in real time. What's revolutionary is that Google connected Gemini's multimodal understanding, its ability to see video, understand language, reason about cause and effect, directly to real-time motor control. This isn't the first AI system controlling a robot, but it's the first that does it with this level of generalization. One model, multiple bodies, infinite tasks. Google's already testing this in real-world warehouses and manufacturing lines. And here's where it gets interesting. Robotics has always been a game of specialization. A robot built to weld cars does one thing incredibly well: it welds cars. A robot designed to sort packages can't do anything else. You'd reprogram it for weeks. That worked when factories made the same thing forever, but it falls apart the moment you need flexibility. Traditional robotics worked like this. A human engineer would study a task, break it down into precise movements, write the motor commands, test it, debug it, repeat. A single robot learning a new task could take a team 3 to 6 months. Even with machine learning, the bottleneck was the same. You needed hundreds or thousands of examples of a task before the robot could reliably do it. Meanwhile, AI models like Gemini had learned something completely different. They learned to watch, to understand context, to reason about cause and effect. A human can watch a video of someone delicately picking up an egg and instantly know how to do it themselves. Gemini had learned to do something similar, extract visual understanding and world knowledge from gigabytes of training data. But there was a gap. Vision understanding is one thing. Translating that understanding into coordinated physical action is another. That gap between seeing and doing, between perception and embodied action, is what kept robots locked in their specialized silos. It's the reason your phone's AI can discuss philosophy, but a robot still needs hand-coded instructions to pour water. Gemini Robotics 2 bridges that gap. Here's what Google actually built. They took Gemini, their multimodal AI that processes text, images, and video, and directly connected it to a robot's motor controls in a feedback loop that runs dozens of times per second. The robot has cameras for eyes. It sees the scene in front of it. It sends that visual information to Gemini along with the task, pick up that cup, and Gemini outputs real-time motor commands. But it's smarter than that. Gemini can see the cup's position, the robot's arm position, the table's surface, the physics of how cups break. It predicts what's going to happen if the gripper closes with X amount of force. It adjusts. The technical architecture is astonishing. Traditional robotics uses forward kinematics, move this joint by this angle, and relies on precise calibration. Gemini Robotics works in what you might call semantic robotics. It reasons about the world conceptually and outputs actions based on physics understanding, not just mechanical coordinates. The model can handle variations too. A cup in a different position, a coffee table instead of a kitchen table, different materials, different lighting. The robot adapts because it's reasoning about what it sees, not executing a pre-written script. One video showed a robot pick up eggs, delicate pastries, fragile glasses, and rubber toys, 8 different object types, all without retraining, the same model, the same weights, just different visual inputs and task descriptions. That's the leap. For the first time, a robot can generalize the way humans do. Google showed the platform working on real tasks in real environments. One demo had a robot in a warehouse bin. Thousands of objects, mixed, jumbled, unpredictable. The robot had to identify a target item and pick it without damaging its neighbors. This is a problem that automation companies have struggled with for years. Human pickers can do it because they understand physics and spatial relationships. Robots couldn't until now. Another example, fine assembly. A robot was shown assembling a small mechanical device, handling components smaller than a human fingernail with precision and care. It identified parts, rotated them to fit, applied exactly the right pressure. No damage, no dropped components. A third demo showed a robot learning from demonstration. A human performed a task once, arranging objects on a shelf in a specific pattern, and the robot watched. Then the robot replicated it. Not just the exact sequence, but understanding the principle, creating an organized layout. When given different objects to organize, it applied the same logic. Then there's adaptability. A robot was shown handling an object it had never seen before. No retraining, no new data. It saw the shape, understood its properties, adjusted its grip accordingly. This is what generalization means at the embodied level. A single model handling hundreds of millions of possible scenarios because it understands the underlying principles. No more task-specific robots, no more months of engineering per new application. One platform, infinite tasks. Google isn't alone in this space. Boston Dynamics has been pushing physical AI for years, but their approach has been more specialized, amazing Parker robots, but not general-purpose task learning. Tesla's Optimus project aims for humanoid robots, but they've been slower to deploy, and their AI integration has been more about computer vision for navigation than full-body reasoning. OpenAI has been working on robotics too, but they've been less public. There's OpenAI Embodiment, a research collaboration that's trying to build shared robot learning, but it's still early. The gap between what they are doing and what Google just demonstrated is meaningful. Boston Dynamics robots can do incredible acrobatics because they're engineered to do incredible acrobatics. Gemini Robotics 2 asks, what if the robot could think about what it's trying to do? The scale difference matters too. Gemini Robotics 2 isn't a one-off demo. Google has trained this on thousands of hours of robot video across multiple robot platforms, multiple body types, multiple tasks. The model learned the underlying principles, not memorized specific sequences. That's why it generalizes so well. Other companies will catch up. Robotics companies will integrate Gemini or build competing models. But Google just proved that this approach works at scale. They are showing the roadmap. End-to-end learning from vision to motor control, multimodal reasoning about physical tasks, real generalization across embodied AI. This is the new frontier, and Google's leading it. This matters because manufacturing is about to change completely. Factories today have specialized robots on assembly lines. Each one costs millions and takes months to deploy for a new product. When supply chains change, when a manufacturer needs to pivot from making one thing to another, those robots become expensive paperweights. With Gemini Robotics 2, a factory could theoretically plug in a robot, show it a video of the new task, and have it working within hours instead of months. That changes economics. Suddenly, manufacturers can be more flexible, more responsive to market demands. For warehouse automation, this is transformative. The reason Amazon, Alibaba, and other logistics giants still rely on human pickers for millions of items is because robots can't handle the chaos, the variety, the fragility, the unpredictability. Gemini Robotics 2 bridges that gap. You're looking at the automation of jobs that were thought to be safe from robots, not because they are simple, but because they require reasoning and adaptation. The labor implications are profound. We're not just talking about manufacturing anymore. We are talking about logistics, food handling, construction, healthcare, elder care. Any physical task that requires visual reasoning becomes automatable. That doesn't mean those jobs disappear overnight. Deployment takes years. Training and safety protocols take longer, but the ceiling just shifted dramatically upward. The question isn't, can AI ever do physical work? We know the answer now. The question becomes, which human jobs still need humans and why? Google's making this accessible. Gemini Robotics 2 comes with an API and a no-code interface for building tasks. You don't need to be a roboticist. You don't need to write motor commands. You describe the task in natural language, pick up the red cube without damaging the white cube, optionally show a video of the task, and the system generates the robot commands. The platform works with multiple robot arms. Google's shown it working on various manufacturers' hardware, not just their own. They're positioning it as an abstraction layer between task description and physical execution. For developers and roboticists, there's more depth. You can fine-tune Gemini's behavior for specific environments, add safety constraints, set force limits, calibrate for your specific hardware. There's feedback loops you can tune, how often the robot updates its understanding, how conservative or aggressive it is in its movements. For companies, deployment means integration. A manufacturer would integrate Gemini Robotics 2 into their factory systems, connect it to their existing robots, train their staff on the new interface. Google's positioning this as enterprise first. They're working with manufacturers and logistics companies, not consumer robotics. That makes sense for the rollout phase. The barrier to entry is still significant. You need robots. You need to integrate them. You need new operational processes. But the technical barrier, can our robots actually learn to do this? Barrier, that's gone. The only real question left is implementation and scale. Google just proved something fundamental about AI in 2026. The real breakthroughs aren't happening in chatbots anymore. They're happening in the convergence of perception, reasoning, and physical action. Gemini Robotics 2 is one milestone. It won't be the last. What's coming next is robots trained on even more diverse data, operating in messier real-world environments, handling edge cases that would stump today's systems. You'll see competing platforms from other labs, Meta, OpenAI, DeepMind, startups we don't know about yet. The robotics arms race just accelerated by years. What matters for you is to watch what happens to the workers in these spaces, not with fear but with attention. Massive job displacement happens slowly, then suddenly. When it happens, policy has to catch up fast. Retraining, economic transition, labor market changes, these aren't engineering problems. They're social problems. The technology's moving faster than policy can keep up. So watch it. Understand what's actually coming. Gemini Robotics 2 represents a turning point where AI stopped being theoretical and started automating actual work that actual people do right now. This is the moment to pay attention, not to panic, but to engage thoughtfully with what's changing. Follow for daily AI news, because honestly, you need to understand what's coming before it arrives.